What is up, everybody? This is Brad Martinez here. Welcome back to another video. Today, guys, I am here once again on a nice Phasmophobia game, and today, guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you today's challenge mode. Now, this may not be exactly the same because of the fact that the developers did have to reset this once. If you guys are curious, you may not be showing the same challenge as I am. However, they should be fixed now, and those of you that did the previous challenge that was showing beforehand may actually be able to go ahead and do this again. I think that you are able to do this again. So anyways, let's go ahead and go over the details. This challenge mode is called No Evidence. These ghosts really don't want to help you out, but we are sure you are up to the task. Correctly find the ghost type in Grafton Farmhouse. So, we specifically need to do this in Grafton Farmhouse. Grafton is a pretty small map, which means that this should not be the hardest thing in the world. And then challenge loadouts are provided at no cost, and they are very specific loadouts as well. So, let's go ahead and get this challenge done, why don't we? There will be a total of 3 investigations with this video, so I will go ahead and do my best.
Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
And I cannot see where the breaker is.
Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one.
So,
we've had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry.
okay, the ghost's name is Kevin Cordero. We have to capture a photo, get the ghost to blow out a firelight, and prevent the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. 2 of those objectives are not really all that good. So, anyways, we're for sure going to go ahead and take a photo cam. And we have a thing there. So, this ghost is specifically not supposed to give us any forms of evidence at all. So, this should be a rotatable one, right? Cool. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get us some things inside here. We're going to go ahead and start by taking in a thermometer and an EMF sensor. We're going to only take these things in because the ghost is not supposed to give us any evidence. Excuse me. It's not supposed to give us any evidence. So let's go ahead and head inside. So, I'm curious, is the breaker starting on? No, it is not. Okay. So, I need to go and find it then. No hiding spot there. That's good to know. And just remember, challenge-specific games do not need to be perfect games. Alright. Breaker is now turned on. So now all of the buildings should warm up. All the rooms should warm up. Excuse my logic. So all the rooms should warm up, except for the ghost room, which will remain cold. $11. Nope. There's a bunny in there. I heard it just now. So, haunted mirror. Right? That should be the haunted mirror. Yep. So I think that this one specifically has us using the haunted mirror. Ooh, hang on a second. It is a little bit colder in the living room than in anywhere else. 11. 9. 11. Oh, whoa. Hang on a second. Did I just hear a double interaction? Oh yeah, it's in here. Wait a second, hang on. I want to double check since I'm not crazy. But I swear that I might have just heard a double interaction. Interesting. So, it is in that area, yes. I'm gonna double check everywhere else just in case before confirming this. Oh yeah, it is definitely in there. So, anyways, we got the haunted mirror again, so I actually got the same thing as I got in the previous investigation. So, last investigation that I did before the recording of this video gave me the haunted mirror. Okay, so what else do we have? What is this? Oh, those are tier 2 sound sensors. Okay. Those paramics are tier 1. The motion sensors are tier 2. These are tier 2, tier 2, tier 2, tier 2, tier 2, tier 2. Yeah, okay. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the vid cam. I'm going to set my thermometer down here. And I'm also going to take in, or I'm going to also take with me a flashlight, because sometimes having to see in a ghost room is not the most enticing. So, okay. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Now the question comes. Sorry about that. Comes down to, are there going to be orbs hiding in this room? And if there are, then that means that we are dealing 100% with a mimic. So, and I want to be sure that I get certain ghosts correct, and I do need to go ahead and observe them as well as soon as they like start hunting and things like that. So the camera's position should be updated now. Yep. And we can actually rotate this around to see where everything is. We won't get like the best optimization, specifically because the vidcam and the tripod, I believe, are only tier 2. Unless the tripod is tier 3, which is very possible. Oh yeah, those tripods are tier 3. So it's just the camera that's tier 2. I can tell because I actually specifically recognize the top of the tripod. So. Okay. So, let's go ahead and start by taking some more stuff inside. Certain ghosts do not like certain things, so there are certain ghosts that do not like salt, there are certain ghosts that do not like lights, there are ghosts that do not like me speaking, and there are ghosts that do not like crucifixes, incense, or other things. So let's go ahead and bring this along. So now the ultimate question is... Yep, it did. Okay. So it's not a wraith. I just heard it walk through the salt. So it's not 100% not a wraith, because wraiths cannot walk in salt. That is what their ability is, and you will see it in the description as well. Wraiths are one of the most dangerous ghosts you will find. It is also the only known ghost that has the ability of flight, and has sometimes been known to travel through walls. It can teleport also. That's what its ability is. So its strength, wraiths almost never touch the ground, meaning it cannot be tracked by footprints. And its weakness, wraiths are afraid of salt and will actively avoid it. So in all realness, they won't actively avoid salt, they will just not step in it. That's basically all it is, if I'll be perfectly honest. So we got ourselves a lighter, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in a smudge stick, just in case. And then when I need to as well, I will go ahead and work on lights and stuff like that, seeing if I can get the ghost to do certain things. So, I think that the turning on this light should be okay. Yes, we're fine. Oh yeah, I walked in all of the salt. Wow. Okay. Ooh, did an airball event. So it's not an Oni, because Onis cannot do that. And then another good thing to keep a lookout on is my sanity, because certain ghosts can be very, very dangerous with sanity. So the Oni, here's what the Oni is known for. Onis love to scare their victims as much as possible before attacking. They are often seen in their physical form, guarding their place of death. Oni are much more active whilst people are nearby and will drain their sanity faster when manifesting. And Oni disappear less often while hunting their prey. Oni specifically cannot do an airball event like it just did, so we already know that it is not an Oni. So, do we still have anything going over here? I don't think we do. And I just need to remember this as well. The ghost cannot turn the lights on if it is a mare. And then the ghost cannot turn off the breaker if it is a Jinn, and the ghost cannot turn on the breaker if it is a Hantu. So there's a few things that you gotta remember when it's based off of those things. And I have to mainly guess the ghost by traits, which is gonna suck, of course, because guessing the ghost by traits is not the most fun thing to do. So give me just a second, though. I'm gonna actually drop my photo cam and my thing in there, my firelight. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back outside. I'm gonna grab a crucifix and a second firelight. Maybe even a third firelight if I decide to drop my smudge stick, which I probably won't, because if I drop it, I'm going to forget about it. So let's grab these. There's ourselves a crucifix and another firelight. Okay, so let's go ahead and come back inside, and let's go ahead and return to the room. Throwing something around. You sneaky little son of a gun. It just broke the lights. That's enticing. So it broke the lights just through these pair of pliers here. Threw something else back there too. Ooh. Blew out both of my firelights just now. And yes, it blew them out pretty quickly, actually. So, if you want to find another way to convince me, I might have to go with an Onryo. Did I just see that? No, I probably didn't just see that. I literally thought I saw it just bring up orbs. It did an event just now. It spawned right in front of me. It closed the door. Okay. That's... Okay. Okay. Interesting. So that ghost sounded like it had pretty normal speed. Which means it's not a Jin, Revenant, Hantu, Raiju, or Deogen. Its speed was pretty normal at 1.2. Oh, that means also it's not a Fae. Because they would have either been faster or slower. Probably slower, because I've been in its room for quite a while. Sanity is a little low, so if it gets faster, it's a Moroi. Something it's gonna be hard to tell about if it's what it is a Obake. And then other ghosts I can start to rule out as well as soon as we get more information off of what it all is going on. So I'm gonna do this real fast. I'm gonna take one sanity medication and let's head back into the ghost room. So did it turn off the breaker? I'm actually very curious. It did not. Okay. So the breaker is not turned off. It is still on, which is good. By every mean, of course. It is very, very good. Oh, wait, also, it's not a Myling. A Myling would have had a lot louder footsteps, which these footsteps were pretty loud. So, these are not lit. One thing I want to do is I would like to move this a little closer to the middle of the room, because the ghost is doing more on this side of the room than on the other side. And there we go. Let's move this candle a little closer, like that, and then move this candle a little closer to it as well, like that. There we go. Really, Bubba? Are you gonna get annoyed if I continuously talk every freaking second here? Will you continuously get annoyed every time I talk? Okay, then let me just try to hunt. Blew out both the candles pretty quickly. He touched the door. Does gain speed based off of line of sight. I just smudged it. Okay, so it just stopped hunting. So I went ahead and started a smudge timer. And this timer actually works in singling out two particular ghosts. It is the spirit and the demon. Both of these ghosts particularly act very differently with an incense stick. A spirit will completely just lose it if you use a smudge stick on it. A demon will hunt at an earlier time than a smudge stick. So the effect on the smudge stick is if it's a spirit, it will not hunt in less than 3 minutes. If it is a demon, it will hunt in less than 2 minutes. Oh, really? Okay, looks like I'm not doing the ghost photo objective. It just burned both of my candles. So yeah, we'll see if this ends up hunting again. If it's a demon, it's gonna hunt right now. If it is something else, it'll hunt in 20 more seconds. And if it is a spirit, it will hunt in 3 minutes. So it's not a demon because a minute just passed. Keeps blowing out the candles though. It's been 1:30. Okay. It's not a spirit. Okay, so it's not a spirit, it's not a demon. Phantom, Banshee, Mare. A shade is doing activity around me. I've been talking pretty often, so it's not a yokai. Its speed started off the same. It would have been faster. So we'll blank out Moroi. Twins are at set speed. I would have more visibly seen a Goryo, at least I think. Anyways, I can't be too sure. It's not blowing out those candles like right away. And the crucifix did go off when the candles were lit, so it's not an Onryo. This little pile of stuff hasn't been interacted with yet, so I don't think it is a poltergeist. Not only that, but a poltergeist interacting with certain items will be a lot more catastrophic. So I think it is not a poltergeist. So, Phantom, Banshee, Mare, Yurei, Goryo, Obake. That is going to be very, very difficult to tell. Now, if this is an Onryo, then if it blows out one of those candles, it's gonna hunt as soon as it blows out one of those candles. It's not a phantom. Which means it's also not a sanity ghost, because my sanity hasn't been dropping all that quickly. So, Obake, that's going to be one of the last ghosts I rule out. Banshee is difficult, because you can't rule it out right away. A Mare, though, It's the source of all nightmares, making it more powerful in the dark. A mare will have an increased chance to attack in the dark. Turning on the lights around the mare will lower its chances to attack. The lights in there are broken in the ghost room, which means that it could be a mare. A Yurei. A ghost that has returned to the physical world, usually for the purpose of revenge or hatred, have been known to have a stronger effect on people's sanity. Not on mine, apparently, so it's not a Yurei. Goryo. When a Goryo passes through dots, using a video camera is the only way to see it. A Goryo will usually only show itself on camera if there are no people nearby. They are rarely seen far from their place of death. So a good way to rule out a Goryo is if the ghost changes favorite rooms. I haven't seen any orbs at all either, so I don't think it's a mimic. Obake. It's difficult because usually they are shapeshifters. When you're interacting with the environment, an Obake will rarely leave a trace. Sometimes this ghost will shapeshift. So you can't tell if it shapeshifts with the event ghost because of the fact that you can't see it. And the event ghost character will not change. So my only thing is I need to figure out if the ghost will hunt more likely if my sanity is lower or at 40%. Or if the ghost will hunt if my sanity is at 60%. Because mares can hunt if your sanity is below 60 in the dark, or below 40 if you're in the light. Banshee is just what a Banshee is. Goryo cannot change favorite rooms. Obake... Oh, jeez. Okay. I'm going to have to be very, 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 very careful about what I guess here. I'm going to assume that it is not a Goryo. It could be, though, actually, because it still hasn't changed favorite rooms yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. We're going to take in... Or first off, I'm going to take 2 of those. Just get my sanity back up at least a little bit. I hope that it gets me back up to at least 70. Or over 60. Oh yeah, easily. Sanity's back up to 70. Awesome. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my, a parabolic mic. Let's see, did you turn off the breaker? You did not. And remember, a mare can immediately turn lights off as well. That's what its ability does. So... Where's my thermometer, actually? Oh, I remember. I left it out there. One thing I do notice, though, is the fact that the ghost isn't doing anything now. The ghost is not even doing anything now. And I did not see cold breath in that room. The light is still turned on, that's fine. So let's see. Let's see, are you still in here? You are still in here, okay. So it is still in here. This candle is done. Yeah, both of these candles are done, dude. Okay. So... Really? You've got to be kidding me. It broke my lights again. This has gotta be a mare, dude. What? What, dude? Come on. Yeah. That's all the proof I need. It's a mare. It did its ability right at the last second. So sometimes what a mare will do is it will actually turn a light off immediately or almost immediately after you turn it on. So that there was a very, very good interaction. That means that the mare did interact with the light as soon as I turned it on, and that means that that's what it is. It is a mare. I'm very glad I waited to rule that out. I'm very glad that I waited to rule that out.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for
There we go. So, we're not going to get very much XP in this one, which is to be expected. So, that's fine. Let's go ahead and not waste any time and get into the next investigation. Excuse me.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
Okay. Photo.
No reports of violence, but keep an
Detect a
eye out.
paranormal sound with a parabolic mic. Okay. And find evidence with an EMF. Cool. Well, I'm going to have an EMF with me already, so that's going to be pretty simple and easy to do. Let's go ahead and start with a few specific items. I'm going to start with a vidcam, as well as an EMF and thermometer. We're going to drop the vidcam right inside the door as soon as we step in here. Okay, let's go find the breaker first. Is a breaker in here? It is, yes. Sorry, I accidentally flipped it off again. My apologies. Alrighty. $11, 10, 11, 11, 8, 7. So it could be up here. 9, 10, 9, 12. Oh, I just heard it interact with something again. Hang on a minute. It wasn't from in here. Bathroom, bathroom, bathroom. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's in the bathroom up here. 5.5. Yeah. For sure in the bathroom. So let's turn on the light right outside of where it is. And let's start getting some things in here to start proving a bunch more of the evidence here. So I'm going to start right away with salt, smudge, and crucifix. And then after, as soon as I get those things done here and then and there, I'm going to also bring in the photo cam so I can get pictures. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's figure you out. So I am certainly hoping that this is a lot faster because I don't want to overly record. Oh, it's not a wraith. Already walked in the salt. So it is not a wraith. Cool. And we've got the vidcam in there now too, which means that we can start tracking to see if it is a mimic. And we can also figure out if it's a few other things as well. So let's have a look and see what we've got over here. So this is going to probably be as good of an angle as I can get, and I can actually see a pretty good majority of the bathroom with this camera where it is. Except for behind the door. That's it. It threw something in the camera. I saw that. Okay, so Um, hmm. I want to start with these right away, or do I want to bring in a parabolic mic first? Let's start with these, and then also bring in a parabolic. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get ourselves a good thing in here as well. There have been a few times also where I've done no evidence runs as well, and I've gotten the ghosts correct. So I've been pretty lucky, to be honest with you guys. So I literally will have to stand pretty far out here to tell if I'm actually messing with certain ghosts or not. So either that, or you have to really be patient with how you're doing it with certain things as well. So I'm gonna put that back for now. Grab my other two candles, my other two firelights. Excuse me! Little kid just giggled in my ear just now. Really? Why? Okay, that's really not proving your case of what you are. That's not helpful almost at all. So I did turn the light on in there. So we'll see if the ghost either turns the light off or anything like that. We'll see what happens with the light on as well. If the ghost does more or if the ghost does less. I imagine it'll probably do less because a ghost can only specifically do a lot more activity on the higher up statuses if you have the lights turned off, not turned on. Excuse me, sorry guys. But let's start by getting also a picture of the haunted mirror. There we go. Alrighty. So far, nothing. Oh wow, it's pretty darn cold in here. Okay. So let's see how this ghost acts. Ow. Okay. So okay, good. Where did I drop my parabolic? Oh, I remember I put it back in the truck. I'm gonna walk away from those for just a couple of seconds here and see what happens here. I do notice my sanity is a lot lower, especially than last time. It is a lot lower than last time. Which means that it could be a sanity reliable ghost. All of the candles are still lit. Wait a second. Not a phantom. Not a phantom. Not an Onryo either. I thought that it moved rooms. I legit thought that it moved rooms. Oh, the lights are off out here. Okay, it just turned the lights off, that's all. Yeah, it has not even touched any of those candles. Okay, whatever it is, whatever the ghost is, its movement speed is faster. It is not a Revenant or Deogen, because a Deogen would have known where I was, although that wasn't a hiding spot, if I'll be honest. Let's look at my sanity. Oh, it's drained a lot. Holy. Okay. It's not a Myling, because its footsteps are pretty loud. I did smudge it, also, actually. So this isn't going to be an accurate timer. Raiju, Hauntu. It's not a Jin because it didn't slow down. It could be something that doesn't hunt in the same room because it didn't hunt in the same room. It did not hunt from in the same room, which means that it could be something that doesn't hunt in the same room as the player. Ugh. Wait a second. That's a demon, actually. It hasn't even been a minute and 30 seconds, and the ghost was already hunting again. I could be wrong on that, too. I very much could be wrong, but I do think that that is a demon. Because that was a very fast hunt, or a very fast time between hunts. So I very much could be wrong. Oh, yeah. Come on.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Okay. Okay. You got me, game. You got me. Okay, hang on just a second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, let's try this again. I should have also suspected that it was a Fae, because it didn't speed up at all either. It would have sped up if it was something else. Parabolic mic, witness an event, detect a presence with a motion sensor. That's a good one.
New intel. Reports of light switching.
Possibly harmless, but be careful out there. Yeah. Of course. Okay. I'm gonna bring in a flashlight this time because I don't want to freaking have to deal with this too much. Okay. So let's start simple and start heading for where I think the breaker is. Is the breaker in here? It is not in here this time. Which means the breaker may either be in the shed or it may be in the attic upstairs. Is it in here? It is not. There is a hiding spot in here though, that is handy. There's a hiding spot under the stairs too. Awesome. Do 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 do. Where is the breaker? There's the breaker. Alrighty. Let's try this again. So 9.8. Oh. Ah. That's funny. It's in here. So we're gonna see what this ghost can be this time. So we had a mare on our first investigation, and then we mistook a demon for what was actually a fae, which I don't think a demon would have actually been that quick. I think a demon would have been just as alright. So, at the same time as well, a fae's speed is pretty darn large. A fae does have a pretty large movement speed, especially if it's not that old. Which I know that I didn't age the fae very much. If you age a fae, it'll move really, really slow. So, it'll move to as little as 1 meter per second if it's aged. So, we've got ourselves a vidcam in the room. Now again, I want to go with the same strategy. I want to make sure that I can actually go ahead and put my flashlight in there. So, here's what I'm going to do first. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a crucifix and salt. And then I'm also going to find an opportunity to set down my flashlight and then drop the crucifix in there. Also lay out the salt, and then we'll be good to go. So, salt, salt, and salt. I'm going to set the crucifix around right here. Alright. We're going to turn on our flashlight and have it right there. And I'm going to make sure that my timer is open this time so that I do not mistake that again. Okay. So, something else that's going to be pretty good is if I actually put in an entire room of motion sensors, specifically by where the salt is. So, if the ghost is to pass through the motion sensors, if it's a ghost is to walk over the salt and set off the motion sensors. Never mind. So it's not a wraith. Awesome. What am I supposed to do now then? Literally. Because of the fact that it already walked over the darn salt. Which isn't bad. Really, guy? It's fine. I'm not mad. I'm trying to figure out what it is, and it's not really helping me. So we don't have a wraith. Urays have stronger effects on sanity. Will deplete sanity faster when manifesting if it's an Oni. Deplete sanity faster for the longer you maintain eye contact or maintain looks on the ghost if it is a phantom, which my sanity has not gone down all that much. Alright. Firelight time. So let's go ahead and bring in the candles. And let's go ahead and surround this thing. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and put this here. Making sure that we still have a good cold room in here. Yep, 2.2. How about in here? 3.7. 10.7. Yeah. Is that lamp turning on and off every time or what? No, it's just bugged. It blew out all those candles really quickly. That has me suggesting that it's an Onryo. I have not looked at the vidcam though. I have not looked through the vidcam yet. It did do an event. It did do a singing event too. So this could also be a banshee. It just blew out the candle again. And I can't tell if it's going to start hunting or not if I'm to actually do this here. So we're going to go ahead and bring in 2 smudges and my photo cam. We're gonna hold on to our last one here. Okay. Oh, it only blew out one. Okay. Alright then. It blew out another one just now. We can also start building a pulty pile. It blew out another one. It turned off the breaker. So it's not a Jinn. I'm not going to turn the breaker back on, and you guys are going to see why. I'm going to test for another ghost by having the breaker off. And seeing if the ghost can turn the breaker back on, also. So, if the ghost turns the breaker on, then it is a Hontu. Oh, well, the candles just blew out again. Let's go ahead and light all those up again. I think it just threw something. Did it throw only one item, or did it throw more than one? It just interacted with the window just now. It interacted with the window. Airball. Not an Oni. It's not a yokai. Whatever it is, it likes to gain speed. So, it's not a Deogen. It's not a Revenant. It's not a Myling. It's not a Raiju. Sanity's at around 50, so I don't think it would be a mare. Everything else, though, I'm rather curious as to what it could be. So, I have a smudge timer started. So just remember, if it is specifically a ghost that hunts within a minute, it is a demon. If it is not, then it is something else. And if it doesn't hunt until 3 minutes have passed, it is a... Damn it. I got a picture of the salt, really? Which reminds me, I haven't taken pictures of any of these. Oh, you suck! You frickin' broke the lights. And you knocked my VidCam over! It's not a mimic, because I'm not seeing any orbs. Ooh, it looks like I'm hitting a recording cap, which means I'm gonna have to make separate videos of this challenge if this doesn't go well. It's been 1:45, So it's not a demon for sure. That's two candles blown out so far. What a third one? 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, so it's not a spirit. Cool. Phantom, Poltergeist, Banshee. No, it's not a Poltergeist. It's not a Shade either, since it's doing stuff around me. Twins don't gain speed. Faye doesn't gain speed. Roy would have been faster. Obake would have been no. Phantom would have been more visible. Or less visible, sorry. Yurei, Hauntu would have been faster. Banshee? It could be. It could also be a Yurei. Aha! There's even more proof. I actually caught a picture of the ghost right in front of me. So it is 100% not a phantom. It's not a girl. Like, how does that work? Ooh, yeah, it turned the breaker back on, too. So that for sure means that it's not a Hauntu. Between Yurei, Goryeo, Onryo. It would have started hunting right away if it was an Onryo. Goryeo or Yurei... Oh, Banshee, too. Crap. Yurei. I'm gonna go with Yurei because of the fact that our sanity's a lot lower than before. So... Goryeo... only shows itself on camera. It's shown itself. Banshee would have singing events. It had only one. So yeah, I really think that this is a Yurei. We're gonna go with this and then end the video. And then I will continue with part 2 on this at another time. What?
I've prepared some jobs for you.
Oh my gosh, okay. It was another frickin' mare. That's okay. Okay then, well, I guess I'm done with this game. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and sorry I couldn't get this done within this recording. I apologize about that again. But we will do our best to go ahead and continue on with this a little bit more, and I will also try to see if I can get another version out within the next couple of days. Thank you so much once again. If you did enjoy, please make sure to go down below, drop a like, subscribe, and get yourselves notified by turning on those post notifications, and leave a nice comment down below on what you would like to see next. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.